If I fuck things up, just tell me now. I'm living in a blinded town. Am I running out of time? Feel like a drug when I'm talking to you. Slow trip trying to play it cool. Nothing to do. Let's drive to the ocean. Get high, lay on the beach. White water running down my feet. Make love and repeat. I don't ever want to stay all night to see the sunrise. 'Cause it's way too soon to be calling me baby. But it feels so right against the moonlight. Deep sea diving at first, don't save me. Is there something I can say to make you wanna stay with me? Is there something I can say to make you wanna stay with me? To make you wanna stay with me? Is there something I can do to show my love for you?
What's going on, YouTube? I'll be right back. Give me just 1 second. Listen, fellas, you want to get your face wash, your skincare routine intact? I use Tiege Hanley. It's a daily face wash with an AM, PM moisturizers with instructions in the box that's very clear on how to get it together. I know this is not something common that us men do, but it's very important that we take care of our skin. On top of that, the ladies love it. Get yourself a box of Tiege Hanley. It comes in the mail, ships within a week. If you click the link in my description, you would get 40% off your first order and 20% off a lifetime. On top of that, sign up to the app and you'll get even more deals. Me, I got a special. I got the grooming kit. I was able to get my nail clippers and everything that I needed to get myself together to go outside. Tiege Hanley is the way when I tell you the perfect men's skincare routine. Get yourself a box of Tiege Hanley.
Let me read my brother's super cap because I really appreciate it. Shout out to Grown Men Talking. Already became the sponsor of tonight's show with a total of $20. Thank you for helping us keep the lights on. Grown Men Talking. Shout out to GMT. Thank you, bro.
No captivity.
GMT say, my guy, no cap. It was a blessing having you on the show Sunday. Had some great feedback. Blessings. Thank you, bro, man. Hey,
no captivity.
just in case some of y'all don't know, I was on Grown Man Talking show last Sunday, and I had a blast, man. Shout out to Grown Men Talking, and shout out to his entire panel, all the ladies and all the gentlemen. I had a great show. I had a great time on his show. A lot of different opinions, very opinionated panel. Thank you for even giving me that warm embrace, GMT. Thank you. If you haven't subscribed to Grown Men Talking's channel yet, make sure y'all go subscribe to Grown Men Talking. It's an excellent brother, excellent channel.
GMT and Mingo.
Hey!
Hey, he should come on the panel. Like, he should definitely come on the panel.
Come on up here, sir. Come on up here. By the way, is this a love offering or is this
No,
indentured servitude?
That's my dog. Those are for minutes.
All love.
Those are definitely for minutes.
Blessings,
No,
y'all.
don't influence him. He can
No,
make
that's
his
my
decision.
partner. I got his vote by proxy. Ask him. You want me to call him?
What up, Grown Man Talking? I appreciate you. Let me see. Grown Man Talking. That's another show I watch. Y'all check out my man Grown Man Talking right there. If y'all can see that. That's the name of this channel. Very good channel. I watch it every day. That's I got the idea from about having a panel with more than one person on here. I saw him one day doing it. He could have women, interesting topics, what have you. So I appreciate you, Grown Man Talking.
What is going on? What is going on, YouTube? We are live. We are here. And we are in the building. Shout out to all of you. Everyone that's here early on this Tuesday night. Much respect and much love. We have a good show for you tonight. We here for a good time, not a long time. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to everyone that's in the chat early. Everyone that's in the chat early. Shout out David Williams, Pelham. We got Marriage, Politics, and Sport, Smart Wife, DRWA, Blockchain. I got to give all of y'all a shout out. How you say her name? Sharkeisha.
Sharkeisha.
Sharkeisha, what up, Sharkeisha? You in the building early. Thank you so much, Denise Rose. What is good? Shout out to all of my early GMT family. So, with that being said, we have the lovely, lovely ladies on the panel tonight. Faye, you there, my sister? You there? Faye, what up? All right. Guess Faye's still getting some stuff together. So we gonna move to Carrie. Carrie, what it do? What it do? How you?
Hey,
There you go.
it's Miss Carrie, baby. Miss Carrie LaShawn. I'm doing pretty good. I'm so glad, so honored to be here with you guys tonight, and let's get it.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right. We got Professor in the building. What it do, man? All right. Lotus, like Uma B. What it do? As you can see, we ready for Halloween up in here, and she is the angel, the lovely angel. What is good? Talk to us, Uma.
It is. We are very happy for Halloweeny week, at the Lotus and the Light. And I can be the angel of peace or the angel of death. Let's see what happens.
Whoa. 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 Yo, that is what's up. Yo, Jess, what it do? What it do? How you feeling tonight?
Feeling good, feeling good. Let's do this.
Let's get this popping. Let's get this on the road. And there go Faye. There go Faye.
Hey.
What up, Faye? Faye is
Hi.
in the building. Shout
Hello,
out to
everyone.
you. What we got cooking, Faye?
I am not cooking tonight.
You not cooking tonight? Oh, man.
Take out.
Okay. I see the stove behind you. I thought I saw a pot back there. But
With
I'm not doing
nothing
it like that.
in No one's cooking tonight.
All right. That's what's up. And we have none other than Tia Lashad's in the building. What it do? What it do? And we can hear her tonight.
Yes.
We could hear her tonight. What it do? How's everything on your end?
Everything is good. Had a good gym workout.
Uh,
Came in here. Talked to the ladies. Excited. Okay,
hold
who
up,
wants
hold up.
to?
What
Oh,
about
in the
me?
gym.
You're not here to talk
In
to
the
me?
gym. Yes, in the
God,
gym.
don't leave me out like that. That's crazy. That is crazy. All right, yo. So listen, tonight we got a good show for y'all. We not here for a super long time. But we have a really good topic for y'all. I just wanted to set out a reminder real quick. I will not be here on Friday or Sunday. So Friday, Grown Men Trash Talking, I will be in the air flying at that time. And on Sunday, I will also be in the air again flying at that time. And next week, Tuesday, is election night. So I will not be holding the show on election night because I don't think any of y'all will be watching. So there's no point in having a show if everyone's attention is waiting to see who the next president is going to be. So I will be off for a well-needed break because I need a vacation too. I need a little break. I'm doing a lot. Plus, I got my show Meet to Marry. As y'all been seeing, Meet to Marry is really, 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 when I say really coming together, we shot the first part of Meet to Marry, which was so dope. Now we're building up the data contestants. So we have a mixer for that coming out soon. That's gonna be dope. Me and my wife are gonna shoot the intro on Monday. So I have a lot going on right now. So I need a little break from the panels real quick, but I promise you I'll be back. So with that being said, ladies, y'all ready to get into the show?
Yeah.
Let's get it.
We sure are.
Like,
Let's get it.
woo, let's get
do
it.
it.
All right.
Are we
Let's
still,
do it. All
we
right.
still in the back room?
No, we're not in the back room. Where you at?
live?
We live. We are live, girl. We are live.
All the way live.
You don't see those comments going up and down your screen? We are live.
No,
right.
I'm still trying to get on.
You on. I'm gonna play the video. You on. Hey, let's go.
I realized how much like not having a dad affected me. Like I thought I was fine. Like I was like, okay, so like I don't have a dad.
Do you think it's different for like a girl versus a guy?
Yeah, because they say right, like a daughter's first love is gonna be her dad. So if you don't have that love, you don't have an example of what that's supposed to be. And I feel like that happened to me without me realizing. I was like looking for love in all the wrong places.
Ooh, and I got one more video to play for y'all. We're gonna talk about the importance of daddies, fathers, and what did it mean to every individual who had or had not had an active father in their lives. I think this topic is very important. So let's play another video for you.
The most crucial takeaway that I got from that Dr. Cheyenne interview is that co-parenting fathers need to be more vigilant about being in their daughters' lives. And I say this because the daughters that stem from fathers that don't check up on them, are missing in action, and they don't have that interaction on a daily, maybe even every other day basis, I find the daughters to grow up to be impressed by unavailable men. They're impressed by them. They end up stalking those men. They end up wondering where those men are. They end up being in love with that type of man because the first man that they ever loved abandoned them. And they have normalized it by doing the investigation because they don't know where their father is. He hasn't checked in. He hasn't concerned himself with his daughter. So I say all this to say that it definitely starts with the father-daughter relationship first. And this is why a lot of women are choosing the wrong man. And this is why a lot of women are sticking around with men that they have to wonder what they're doing.
All right. So, with all of that being said, right? Like I said, to me, this is an important topic because, especially for women, right? I want to know how it affects y'all specifically not having. We talk about the men when it comes down to not having strong male role models in their lives, but for women, we don't. I don't think we touch that topic enough. The fatherless daughters, or the fathers that were there for you, and how did you feel like that affected you between your woman's circle of people that you know that didn't have those fathers figures in their lives? Before we get into the topic, though, I would love for everyone to hit the like button as you come in the door. I'm noticing more and more people coming in right now. So do me a favor and hit the like button as you come in the door. It's good for YouTube's algorithm and it'll push the conversation further out there. So hit the like button, subscribe if you are not subscribed, and make sure you are sharing the content and letting people know that Grown Women Talking is live. So let's get into the conversation. Ladies, what's up? Talk to me. How y'all feel about the topic?
I feel a lot about this topic. I feel a lot about, I like the videos because I did have my father when I was growing up. And well, what Sharkeisha wrote, Sharkeisha said, my father was in my life and he was a horrible example as how to handle love. And I'm so glad she wrote that because that's how I felt. Like I had my dad. My dad is a great man. I don't want anybody to read into it or anything, but he was a very hardworking man. So he wasn't there. We didn't have a father-daughter bond. And then from my culture too, the fathers they're not really that present in their children's lives. Like once they're paying the bills, they're like, I'm being a good dad because I'm paying the bills and I'm buying you whatever you want. I'm a good dad. So I didn't have any sort of like communication with my dad, or I didn't have any like quality time with my dad. And when I was younger, I craved a man's attention. I craved being in a relationship. So I was that unhealthy female looking for love in the wrong places, allowing guys to use me and stuff. It wasn't until I got older, right? And then when I got older and I started getting into my therapy and started like working on my self-love, that I started to develop boundaries and stuff. But how many women today that haven't had the therapy or working on themselves that are still out here in their 40s and 50s, still trying to fill that missing daddy bond, right? So I like the videos.
Okay. I don't want to delve too deep into what you said about your father, more so than the fact that I do hear that a lot. I do hear that men that work a lot and that are not there, a lot of people consider them bad fathers, or not even say bad, right? Just like he gave me nothing almost as far as raising me as a person. That's a good topic. It's a good topic. I want to delve more into it because I do believe that men have always been the ones known to work a lot. So when we go to work, we're the ones, especially if you had a stay-at-home mom and it was you, he's going to be less hands-on with you naturally. But how does that affect the kid? So anyone else wants to jump into that topic real quick? Oh, well, the topic real quick.
I feel like having no father in a household isn't a good thing for a lot of reasons. It does make sons or daughters grow up to make poor lifestyle choices, whether females looking for love, or in my case, my dad, he was there until my parents divorced. So a divorce, going from a two-parent household to now dad's not in the household, is also a change. My angle with that, I feel like because my dad work ethic, I picked up on that. That's what I gravitated towards. That affects me because now my children, they just see me, I'm gone, I'm working. And I got that from my dad. So I feel like it just depends on the type of father that's in the house or lack thereof, what choices you may make. And I think it just depends on where you are in your life. If it took some people 40, 50 and they didn't get therapy to realize they have some issues going on with them stemming from childhood and not having a dad. I think that's just something that they need to figure out. But for me, I
That's
think
real.
I just picked up on his keep moving and not knowing how to not move.
Right.
Okay, I want to delve into that as well, but let me jump on this 4.99 super chat from Queen Lala in the building. Shout outs to you. Ooh, I hear some echoing going on there. Who got that going on? All right. Queen Lala says supporting the ladies tonight. Keep doing the work that's needed to be done on yourself to be great women. Thank you so much, Queen Lala. You are always appreciated. Lala is a part of the GMT family for those new people who just walked in the door. So much respect, Queen Lala. So okay, your work ethic that you got from your father, that you said that he kind of worked a lot, so he wasn't there. But that's something that you picked up from him.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that? Because do you feel like that may have hindered you in finding maybe the husband that you might want? Because he's supposed to be the one that's pulling in that work ethic.
Yeah, because I think I don't always date men that's like right there on my level or above. I feel like I'm like hyper independent and it's just like, okay, I'm used to running a household. I'm used to if I want it, I'm gonna get it. So, and if I want to take the trip, I'm just gonna do it because that's just how I am. That's how my father moves. If it's something that he want to do, he say he gonna do it. He just do it. He don't really check with nobody. He don't even check with us. Like we be like, where you at? And he's somewhere else, a whole nother state, someplace else, working or always moving. And it's just like the same thing. And sometimes my kids don't like that mommy works a lot sometimes. But just like what my dad, we traveled, we had great vacations. But I'm noticing that trend for my household that even that trickles into my like what parenting and was my dating life that I had to try to find time because like we talked about before, um that was also an issue in a previous relationship that I worked too much and that's why I got left because I worked too much. So
So would you prefer to have a man that picks up that load from you?
You know what's
I honestly don't know because I like to do what I do.
I
Okay,
can so
that's fair.
relate to Faye because I work a lot, and I never
Yeah.
realized the correlation until Faye talked about it because my dad worked a lot, and I work a lot, so that was kind of cool.
Okay. All right. I'm real. I mean, I definitely understand that. Like, having a father that is consistently out there, what it could do. What I do feel like the balance needs to be there. What it needs to show is the daughter's like, hey, listen, find you a man that's a hardworking man. If that's what you desire, because not everybody desires. Some women want to work. It's fine, work. If that's your desire. If your desire is, like how Ash always says, shout out to Ash. She always says she wants a man that's going to be the one pretty much pulling the weight. So if that's the case, then I think a woman needs to kind of look at the perspective. And I do think it's a father that has to teach their daughters what to look for, those qualities in a man. Yes, ma'am.
I'm a throw this in here. My dad did not grow up with a father. He watched my grandmother do everything. So in his mind, even with me, with my children, his whole mindset is you don't need to have a man. You get out there and grind. Grandma Dukes did it. And you see, I go out there and I grind and I get it done. So him seeing a woman do it all of his life, he automatically feels like I know you could be strong because I already done seen a woman be strong, my grandmother. So that's why in his mindset, what he instilled in us is to just go out there and do it. So it's
Get
not
it.
like he's saying, he does say if you're gonna be with a man, be with somebody that's way better than me that can provide way more than what I can. Because if I'm laying up with somebody and I'm still like, daddy, can you do this? My father gonna look at me crazy. What you do? He looks at me crazy, like what am I doing this for? And you would so and so. So I think
Right,
it stems
right.
from even our parents' households. their
Oh, yeah.
upbringings.
I agree. It all trickles down. Generations trickle down on how you're raising the household. Jess, what's your thoughts on the topic?
Well, I'm definitely in accordance with what you said about the importance of the balance. I think a father is absolutely important in their children's lives. And one thing I do know is that in the opposition of that per se, I would say toxic fathers, toxic mothers, whatever toxic parents can do just as much damage as absent. So we have to also consider that as well. So just because saying we have a father there, we have a mother there, doesn't mean that that's okay, because the child can be just as damaged if the parents are toxic. So having healthy parents in their children's lives, especially both parents, that balance, that's you're laying a better foundation for the kids as much as possible. Not saying it'll always go that way with life circumstances, but you're still trying to lay that foundation and hold that true, rather than being like, listen, I could just do it by myself. No, and even the whole, like, sometimes when it's pit against, like, oh no, a father is better, oh no, a mother is better. It shouldn't be anything like that. It is both cohesively together, as healthy as possible, to lay a proper foundation for that child.
Yeah. Right. No, you're right. Yeah, go ahead, Carrie. You got the mic. You got it.
So just echoing, not just Jess, but Jess in particular, I do think that we forget how important it is, like you said, to have both parents in the home. And then on top of that, not just having both parents in the home, both of them having good and positive traits that they're able to pass along. But I was just thinking while Jess was talking, it's like, how many homes, even from a percentage standpoint, can we really say where you've had two parents in the home, they were both functional, none or neither was, really toxic, to whereas it's spilling over and affecting how they parent and what they show their kids. And it's kind of unfortunate that a lot of us can't really say, from my understanding, that we've had good functional two parents in the household that have taught us the life skills that we need to, first off, not choose the wrong man and or the wrong woman and take things that we don't deserve. And I can say that my real father has passed when I was 10 and a half, but I did have my stepfather and my grandfather. And between the two of them, they instilled a huge respect for marriage, and I really value monogamy. So I'm thankful for what they've shown, but then again, some of that communication was lacking a little bit as well. But who's perfect?
Okay, that's that's a good way to look at it. When you look at the percentage, and that's the biggest problem. America, we're losing that. We're losing the family dynamic. A lot of us are turning into, we don't need each other, right? I'm not going to turn into one sex to the other. We're just looking at it like we don't need each other, but we're forgetting who needs what, right? The children need us. Right. The children need men. The children need a mother. They need both together. And that dynamic is honestly the best way to raise a child. So as we're starting to split away from that more and more, this is why I'm trying to promote more marriage. Yes, Jess.
But I just want to, even while we talk about it, stress healthy, because, a lot of people are stressing like having two there, and it's not only about having two there, because it could be unhealthy as much as possible. You're talking about, okay, even like a generation, a lot of people, you hear people crack on social media a lot about the boomers and whatnot. But what they usually say about them is that they're usually emotionally immature. They're not emotionally connected. And then you're having children who are being brought up by this dynamic, whether if you're from Caribbean parents or whatever the situation is,
And if you know how that is, sometimes there is that emotional breakdown where even though there were two parents, your children are still messed up.
Well, okay, let's talk about that.
That's what I want to add into that, because I feel like it's not about two people being together married, because with my parents, they're married, they're still married, but I struggled a lot in my younger age in dating. I struggled a lot. And my two children are very, very healthy and have healthy ideas about love and relationships. But me and their dad, we're divorced, but we're healthy and we invested a lot of energy and time into our children and co-parenting. So I don't know if it's about being married. It's about the emotional availability of each person and the willingness to want to literally sacrifice your life, right? To raise these kids and make it about the kids when they're growing up.
Okay, and I want to hear from Tia and Kit, but I do want to address what they're saying. The reason why I say marriage is this. Of course, I'm not gonna ever speak into joining something that's like unhealthy, meaning toxic, meaning like, and I hate that word toxic as much. But when I say that is because
It's a reality word.
I know it's a reality word. I know it's a word in the dictionary. But what I'm trying to say,
as in to say there are a lot of toxic families out there.
but this is the problem, right? This is the problem, is that what's considered toxic to you might not be toxic to someone else. The whole point is you're saying toxic. My consideration of toxic is anything that has to do with physical altercations happening in the household, any type of excessive adultery happening in the household, and that's physically being seen. But then that's also
emotional abuse, verbal abuse.
Right. So then now we're talking about those words, right? The emotional abuse, physical abuse, and infidelity. Other than that, right? People might consider something toxic as, yo, we just not communicating right. Is that enough to say, yo, we're gonna break up a whole family for that? This is why divorce is so prevalent, because everyone is sitting here talking about it needs to be perfect, or it needs to look like how I want it to look in order for me to stay in a relationship. There's no standard to this. There's no standard to relationships and marriage. Two people are going to come together and have toxic moments. Me and my wife do. It's normal. It happens. But when two people are trying.
I'm talking about a consistent unhealthy, since you don't want to use toxic. There are unhealthy.
I didn't say I didn't want to use the word toxic. I'm just saying I don't like the word toxic. It's a word, though.
I mean,
I get what you're saying, but I think like two people in a relationship, they're going to have unhealthy moments. You know, that's just the nature of relationships. But I think it's when you are in a family setting now. So it's a different story if you and your wife have unhealthy moments and nobody knows about it, only the two of you know about it. That's fine. That's normal. But then when you have, like, say, a child living in the household and they have to be cognizant of that on a daily basis, it does something to their mental. And that's when we say it becomes toxic or unhealthy, because it's affecting somebody else.
And you know what happens, right? Because even if you have those moments where your child does see a toxic moment, but then they see mommy and daddy work it out, and they learn, what they learn is conflict resolution. And that's something that if you notice today, a lot of people in society don't have.
That's true.
Because everyone is running the moment a toxic moment happens. So it's almost like, well, I had 10 toxic moments in a year, I'm out.
But listen, it comes down to communication, because I've had toxic moments in my household when I was a single mom raising my kids on my own. But guess what? I talked to my kids. I explained what I was going through. I apologized. I let them know I'm going to do better and be a better parent. My kids are grown and healthy, and they talk about me all the time, like I should be on an altar or something. And I'm like, do you remember those hard, years? They're like, yeah, but mom, you were stressed and you had a lot going on, but you always talk to us, So it's not even about having the toxicity or the unhealthiness in the relationship. It comes down to, are you checking on the child? And remember, a lot of us are born to baby boomers. And it wasn't the culture back then to care so much about your children. You remember that saying, children should be seen and not heard? Right? A lot of us still grew up with that.
Oh yeah.
So we have, I feel like as we evolve, we as a humanity, we're evolving better. And we have, like, I know all of you on here, if you have children, your children are being raised right because you're having these talks, you're having self-awareness, you have emotional control, which a lot of us, our parents didn't have, you know?
And then I also want to add, because there's something circulating about like an interviewer, like, you know, doing like those street interviews, and they asked a whole bunch of little kids, like, who would cheat first, your mom or your dad? Now, I don't really care about the whole subject matter, as in if it's mom or dad, who cares about that? What I thought was really sad was that a lot of the young men, they said their father, and they've actually witnessed their father having extracurriculars and all that other stuff. Now, that's not the what worried me about that scenario. The interviewer and the kids actually chuckle and made it so light about that subject matter, where their parent, where they were saying their father, they've witnessed their father with other women, whatever the situation is. And my thing is, why is it so light, as in to say whether it's the mother, the father, whoever? Why is this such a commonplace where, you know, it's normalized, like the impact of that parent? They don't even understand that their child is now normalized to what they're saying they witnessed. And that's what's the issue for me. I don't want to make it a gender thing. So you know, I'm not gonna, you know, it's about that. I'm up the scenario in itself.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree. Let Tia and Tia talk to us.
I enjoyed this topic a lot. I come from a huge family. Like, started off with my grandparents. My grandma was like the 14th child out of 19 kids. And when she got married to my grandfather, when she got married to my grandfather, they was married about 25 years because they started off when they were like 16, 18, around that time. So hearing those stories, I certainly want to, you know, inherit that. My mother did that too as well. She was married early. And the rules were, if you were to get pregnant, you had to marry that guy. There's no sense of you shacking up or being with a guy and getting you pregnant, y'all not married, or playing house. That was like a major thing in my family. So me in my day and age, I definitely wanted those, you know, those standards as far as like dating wise. And I scared a lot of men away. Now, I did grow up in a two family household, but it was my stepfather. My biological father, he was just like, I knew where he worked. I knew where he was. So I just had a different scenery of many different things. And growing up, I'm like, this is how I want things to be. And this is who I look up to. And this is how I want. So dating became very hard because guys will overlook me because they said my standards was too high, or I was dreaming too much. I had my daughter early, so in my 20s, so I scared those age group away. They didn't want to be father figures. So, you know, now I have someone that wants to do life with me, and he talks the same talk that I talk, and this is refreshing. You know, he come from a family, his parents are still together, and he has a kid, and it's just like, wow, okay. It took a minute to get here, but finally somebody can do life. And just like you said, like when people go through that toxic or that drama, they just, you know, tap out. I'm sure while my grandparents was together, I'm sure they went through a lot having 5 kids, but he loved her immensely, and just try to, you know, pick his brain every once in a while to get those hidden gems. He always have said, when a man pay attention to you, you will know. When he do things for you, even though he's so mad and upset, he still do those things for you. You know, I still appreciate your grandma still cooking and cleaning when she could. Or I noticed certain things that she does that have the boys do, or my mom do, you know, when it was younger. And listen to my mom and my uncles, that was my father figures too. It was just a lot of love there. And then the big family, still my great uncles, great aunts, and it just keep going. Shout out to the big family. So just like Jess said, you know, the toxic, you know, families and stuff. We had other family that we look at and be like, you know what, our family gonna stick together to the family model. Family stick together no matter what. And everyone had the same, growing being, and whoever you wanted to become. We're not judging you. We still gonna love you, but it's definitely still gonna be healthy boundaries in place. So now that I have my own family, to conclude, I make sure that I keep some of those values and teach my 16-year-old how to be a wholesome woman, young woman. So it just feels good to have all those men in my life to know what I want. Cause I did say I want somebody like my uncle. I want somebody like my grandfather. So I'm able to say that. So yeah.
That's
Can
real.
I also say?
Go ahead, Jess.
Oh, sorry, I have a fine here. Oh, sorry. All right.
Somebody got YouTube playing in the background? Okay. I heard Jess twice. Go ahead, Jess. Listen.
Yeah. Actually, I really like what Tia said, and I feel like what we need to do going forward is promoting, especially as a society, breaking the cycles. So even if we had children as a single mother, as a single father, or divorces, whatever the situation is, you're breaking that cycle and setting a different example or promoting a different example moving forward. So even like with Mingo, if it don't mind me being personal, that's like for your youngest son, you're setting that example, and even to your older sons, about you're showing how yes, you can falter sometimes or whatever the situation is, but now you are here, you are setting, working through your stuff and being an example as a father and a man.
Mm-hmm.
Right. No, that's real. I mean, unfortunately, a lot of us don't have that example of what a man is and the importance of a man. So what happens to men is because you don't have that structure, you tend not to feel like you're important.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of men grow up and we tend to feel as if we're secondary to a lot when you don't have a man teaching you the importance of what a man actually is. That's my belief, that cycle is hard to break. So unfortunately, women are having children by these type of men, and they're passing that crazy belief system off to their children. What they see is what you become. Kit, what's your thoughts on the topic?
Yeah. Look at it.
What up, Kit?
Hey. Well, I didn't see the video. Pardon me for being late. I got 8 billion things going on this week. But let's see. As far as the topic itself, I agree with a couple of things that the lady said. I believe that, having proper relationships be seen in a household, it's what's important for children. Children are a lot more resilient and stronger than we give them credit for. And I know of people who are older now who wish that their parents had, divorced or separated because it was so toxic and they were basically staying together for the kids. Having a healthy relationship is where it's really at versus, just the need of having someone there. Your presence can actually be more of a detriment than a blessing and a positive thing if it's not being cultivated and treated properly and done with care. So, I believe in healthy family dynamics. Let me say that. Whatever that dynamic is, and this is regardless of whether it's, mom and dad, dad and dad, dad and mom and mom, however the dynamic is. To me, the health of that dynamic is what's going to be more important in how the development of the kids go. A lot of people like to automatically assume A lot of people like to automatically assume that, oh, if they grow up in a same-sex family, that they're going to become, like that, and oh, they're going to do this, and it's so far from the truth, because we're individuals, and that's not how that works. So for me, it's more about, regardless if it's a dad per se, or just a healthy relationship where the kids can actually see what a healthy relationship looks like. That to me is going to be what's super more important.
Right. Of course, I agree with everything y'all are saying. I mean, a healthy relationship, healthy dynamics to raise children in is always the best way. And this is why I say it's important for mothers to teach your daughters how to look and vet these men out correctly, and fathers to also show your daughters what to look for, and the same vice versa for men. I think a lot of men, we don't have correct mother figures that's showing us what to look for in women. So in return, men are picking bad as well. So when we're out here choosing women, we're choosing the ones that we don't really want to be with. We're choosing her because she looks good, but what other values do she carry? So looks could be a portion of it, but also her values need to be there as well. And that's something that I believe men need to show other men. I'm always hold men accountable when it comes to that.
Don't
always
be
hold
afraid
men
to say it
accountable.
on Sunday, because it's normally, how they look is so important, and that's going to be what brings us in, and that's what's going to make us stay. And if they get fat, we'll probably leave. That's super important, and don't be afraid, just to let your fellas know the level of importance of that, because you can start off skinny. She gained some weight. Now you don't have what's necessary to stay connected to her, because you were connected to her aesthetic and not her person. Find the package deal, for someone medium ugly is winning. Okay. Someone who
Stop.
someone who's easy on the eyes, you can take them out in public, but you ain't got to worry about nobody over them and waiting for you to go to the bathroom to slide their number for them.
Men date medium ugly women all the time. How many men you see walking out here?
They don't.
How many?
With the level of, I am trying to lock this person in.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Hold on, let me help you out here. Let me help.
Terry, you with me?
You notice how quiet I have been the whole time. This is why
I know. Thank God. I knew the moment you talked. I knew the moment you started. Let me explain this to you. Why I say, men date men date down. I'm gonna just put it like that, right? And when I say we date down, meaning that if a woman is cooperative, you'll see a woman get married that's more cooperative than a beautiful supermodel. How many men are walking out here
cheat with the
marrying these
supermodel.
supermodels?
But they always cheat on them.
Oh my God! Here we go.
Wait.
Y'all acting like men. Hold on, no. Let me finish. Let me finish.
You're not.
Can I finish? I got water right here. Can I finish? No. So what? Y'all always try to break it down to the men cheat. What? Y'all act like there's no good men out here. This is the problem I'm having with y'all.
That's what I said.
We didn't say
right into, hold on.
Okay.
Y'all always go in. Y'all always do that. Y'all always go into the men that cheat. Let's talk about the good men for once. Damn it.
They do.
Let's talk about the men that are with their women and focused on their women, and they're not the best looking woman because they chose her because she was cooperative.
GMT.
Right?
Let me ask you this.
But no, because y'all speak from experience. That's the problem. So every time something's said, it's like, oh, men cheat. What y'all cheat too? Y'all cheat too. But no one's talking about that. Hold on, I got a $10 super chat.
I know. I just want to let y'all know that the whole time.
No. Super chat.
He was super calm. He's spicy. Quentin Johnson has
not spicy.
$10 super chat. Quentin in the closet. He says, I think we should be careful involving kids in adult situations. I knew my mother as the greatest mom a son could have. I didn't know what type of wife / girlfriend she was. That wasn't for me to know. And I completely agree.
I
That's
agree.
true. That's
I
true.
will wholeheartedly agree with that. That's all.
GMC, but I will say this. I think a lot of the times, because you'll sit here and say, oh, it's your experiences and this, that, and the third. It's more about, I feel like you always take it personally, like someone saying that you out here, finagling on Tiff.
I didn't
Like,
say
no one's
me.
saying that.
I didn't say me. But y'all acting like it's the majority of men.
But I didn't no. Here's the thing. I'm not gonna, we can always look up the numbers, and I'm sure that people are lying about the numbers somewhere, but I promise you, there are a lot of here's the thing. And I don't know if you all believe in this, but I believe in this, and this is something that you all can go back and fact check. I believe that our entertainment shows us where we're moving to in society, and they don't give it to us blanket in our face because it's too jarring for our systems to actually ingest. It's the reason why we get it in time that's well away from and in chunks, right? Now, I say all of that to say this. There are several forms and different entertainment and shows that have shown us that men, it's just a part of, and not all men, and I'm not saying the majority of men, but it's a part of your nature. Y'all want the wife that's at home, that's super docile, easy to groom, and that will fold like origami and laundry, behind what you all want. But when it comes to vibrance and excitement, and you all want that eggplant gawk 3000, y'all go and y'all will look for someone else that you all can do that with, because I know of several men who will say they can't do all of the nasty bang things with their woman because if they do, they won't be able to see her in the same light. Whereas someone that they're not with in that way, they can go guns and glory, and it's okay because they don't have that, they don't have that protection clause, or, it's not my woman, so we can do all of the things. I'm not saying it's all. I'm not saying it's you. I am saying that it is absolutely something that happens, and it happens more often than you believe. And that's
okay, kid.
Believe. Now you want me to be quiet after you've been yapping this whole time. I'm going back to being quiet.
I was barely talking. Are you serious? Yeah. Listen.
I agree
what up, Boombox?
Posted. That's true. Hey,
Boombox. So no, listen. I'm not taking away from that there men that are cheaters out there, that they have to feel as if they want to touch everything in the pond. I'm not taking away from that. Why is it always that though? I'm literally talking about good fathers, and here go Jess. But they cheat with their models out. Well, who's talking about that? Like,
first of all, I was just adding commentary to what was said to Kit.
What was said to Kit?
What was said by Kit? That's what I was adding commentary
Kit wasn't saying nothing important. What was said by Kit?
So why the hell am I here every week if I ain't saying nothing important?
I love you. That's why you here.
Oh, whatever.
Listen.
Come back here, Kit.
You made her turn the camera off.
Come back, Kit. Let's have this conversation. Listen, I'm not taking away. I understand what y'all are saying. Trust me when I tell you there is that. But I want to talk for once about the good men out there. I want to talk about the good fathers out there. I want to talk about.
I'm gonna be like a little sentimental today.
But we talking about the fatherless fathers.
No,
I thought it was gonna be like a little sentimental.
I'm gonna preface this as it's a joke, because you know how y'all guys be getting in your feelings. All right, ladies on the panel, let's take our rose-colored shades on and put them on right now to look at all those good men out there.
Yeah, yes, do that. You know what I'm saying? Because if all of us are so bad, why y'all still want to date us? Why y'all still want to be around? There's a lot of
now.
Good
I
men.
did premise that it was a joke, because I know there's good ones out there.
Right. And oh, there go the glasses. Where's Skinny at? Where's Skinny Boy? He not in the comment section. He loves kid glasses. So
I'm mad. My classes are still packed.
all of y'all really put glasses on? Uma, where your glasses at, Uma?
Uma got on her angel wing.
I got
angel wings.
difficulties with the angel wings.
She already knew that this conversation was gonna probably kill her, so she wouldn't get ahead and got dressed for heaven. I ain't mad at you.
I know, I really did.
I'd be ready to go up to the room weights. I ain't mad at it. Girl. But no, okay. So if we're gonna talk about the good ones, let's do that, right?
I'm
not object to that, but and I don't even want to say but. I will say this though.
Yeah, you always say but.
Can you take your caliente down to like some tapatio? Like you are relaxed.
I got my rose colored ones. Y'all ready?
Dora said I'm stressing already, man.
What did he say? Wear your glasses, girl.
Jesus.
Just got your glasses. Where your glasses?
What did he say? Wear your glasses.
I had to put the rose colored ones on, you know?
Yes, the ones that let us see through. Okay. I will say this. For the good ones out there, I wish that you all were more forthright with the ones that you know are absolute trash. That, you know, wait, I'm talking about the good ones. I'm not talking about the trash ones. I'm talking about.
No, you are. But go ahead.
So I'm not talking about you good people and how I wish that the good ones out there. Okay, let me be very clear. I am addressing all of the good men. Okay. First things first, shout out to you all for being good in, you know, a time where there's radioactive pee in the pool. So I am saluting you all for being the good ones. And I appreciate you all for that. This is a show about relationships. So I want to make sure we give y'all a shout out. I will say this. You all have a terrible, terrible track record of holding your sorry brothers accountable. Not you good ones, but the ones that pretend to be good to get to the end goal. The ones who will, you know, play all of the games and do all of the, you know, word matches to try to, you know, either gaslight or whatever. I really wish and I hope, you know, my Christmas wish is that you all would do more to hold them accountable so that the conversation can be more geared towards the good men, right? Mm-hmm. And not so much the bad ones, you know, or the ones behaving badly, making it, you know, a mockery for everyone else. If that's you guys' wish for the women, hey, you have Sunday to place that wish order. This is Tuesday, and this is my wish order. So, you know, GMT, as someone who is, no, good ones. I want you to make sure that you go to all the ragged right, and hold them to a standard of you can't get married to a good woman being a trash dude, and that's just what the facts are.
Right. So, and this is why. This is exactly why I said. This is why I said you can never give a good man a compliment without making it sound like they're still doing something wrong. And instead of just you did that. Yeah, you did.
No, hold on. You a good
man, she's not even gonna let me. You ain't gonna let me finish. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. You do that. You're doing that. You just did it. You couldn't say, good men, this is what we respect, admire, blah, 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 about you. Good fathers, this is what's needed. No, it's always, you're not doing a good job. Hold on. You're not doing a good job holding other men accountable. How do you say men hold men accountable all the time? You just don't know that because you're not a man. So the women are the ones that don't hold women accountable. Y'all don't.
I'm sorry. I cut broads out on here.
That's not true. That is not true.
You do it don't mean that majority of women are.
I'm about to say, who hold us accountable? I hold us. As a matter of fact,
men are known to hold men accountable. Men are known to hold other men accountable.
I wanna.
Can you give me an example of that? Can you give me an example of what holding another man accountable looks like?
We got women on this panel. Out of all the women on this panel, how many of you hold your friends accountable? I do.
Watch the cap. Hold on.
Anybody who know me, you know what? I'm leaving because he's going to put on that dumbass blue hat, and I ain't got time.
Don't leave us, Kit. Don't leave us.
Kid, come back.
I
Come
just
back,
feel
Kit.
like that's a weird thing that women don't hold women accountable, because we do. We're the ones always telling
her
them.
blue on too.
I would say correction, Uma. I'm sorry. I think there's some men who probably do hold, some women who probably do hold. But I do think, on the other hand, too, there is a lot of men who do not hold men accountable, and there's a lot of women who do not hold women accountable. Let's be real in here, because I think on both ends, because that's where our society is coming, unless you want to blame it on one side alone, for the most part. I feel there's a lot of people on either side who hasn't been holding each other accountable. And that's where we have the breakdown of a lot of what's going on around us today.
Women, and Dora said it. She said it. I think some women, not all, right? Some, you got to make sure, you should have put that word in caps. Some women validate each other's illusions, which is so true. Men are known. Anytime I've ever done something, even a remotely wrong, I've been held accountable mainly by men. I've made mistakes in society, and I've been told by women, close women to me, it's okay and it'll be okay. I've been strictly held strong by men telling me, yo, you mess up. I've been kicked out of groups because of things that I've done by men. I've literally seen gang members bang on somebody heavy because he did a woman wrong. I've seen all the time. The guy couldn't even get up when they was done. Literally. Had to go to the hospital. Knocked his tooth out. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. Men, I've with my whole life, men holding other men accountable.
I feel like
even if it comes to violence.
Only good men hold other men accountable, because I know a lot of slouches and lame dudes that's okay with knowing that homeboy ain't seen his kid in like 6 years. Everybody else in the hood done seen your son and raising your son, and you won't even go knock on the door, won't even say nothing to your son. Like, good men hold other men accountable, just like good women hold other women accountable. It's not just like.
Thank you.
Let's say
It's just not my experience. Talk to the majority of men in your lifetime and ask who held them more accountable, women or men. I see women feed into other women's delusion all the time. Not just me.
Let me be very clear about that. So when you see behaviors like that, it's not necessarily a friend feeding into a delusion. It's because they believe it themselves. So it's not necessarily that.
No, I don't even believe that. I think that's cap. That's cap.
I had some friends, I'm like.
So what the fuck do I know? I'm just sitting here.
No, the reason why I'm saying that's cap. Well, the reason why I'm saying it's cap.
Are we going to be real or delusional? Because even when it comes to women,
taking a picture. Put your phone down.
Are we gonna be real or delusional?
I'm doing better shit than listening to you over here cackling about things I know. Here's the thing. I don't, and I'm not saying that this is everybody, because I do know women who will absolutely be like, yeah, this is something that I really don't agree with, right? Because women will sit there and be like, oh yeah, girl, he ain't no good, yada, 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 and feeding into stuff based on an emotional moment and response, right? I'm very big about not making, decisions when you're in an emotional heightened state, like, because nothing is getting done properly in that space. And you do have women who will be like, yeah, girl, he wasn't nothing, no way, and yada, 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 yada. I absolutely understand that and agree with that. But Lord have mercy.
No, kid, don't stop. I'm getting in the groove.
I'm sorry. I was reading. That's why that's why I'm not texting you about from. Accountability. That
stupid.
Now where's your accountability?
Who's the last statement, kid? You said
Jess was about to say something.
Oh, go ahead, Jess.
Yeah, so I'm gonna repeat what I just wrote in the comments. And if you want to be real or you want to be delusional, it's up to you. Now, there's a whole split among women where some women are to others called a mammy or caping or whatever like that, because they actually do that kind of stuff sometimes and call women out, then there are women who do not. So if there's a whole title for it, what makes you think that there are not women calling out women out there?
I have a thing about here's the thing for me, the reason why I hold, not only do I hold my friends at a higher standard, women that I have in my circumference, I hold them to a certain standard. And here's why. I believe that we are that standard and we should be holding that 10 times.
If your friend was wearing something looking crazy walking outside, would you tell her? If you had a 400-pound friend,
right.
We sure do.
You absolutely the fuck right. Here's the thing. Let me be selfish about it.
Done it.
You're
I've
not
been
gonna
like,
make me
okay,
look
if you like it, but I don't really care for this, I don't really care for that. I say it straight to the point.
And I'm a little different. You ain't wearing that bullshit outside with me, making me look crazy. Go do
All around my man.
I don't look. If my man is looking at that, then he ain't really my man. Like I said,
No, you're not wearing that around my man.
Right now.
But here's the thing.
This hat needs to be stapled to my head, man.
GMT, I will tell you this. When it comes to that, I don't cap, and here's why. I don't like mediocre people around me. It does something. It itches at my good, mental senses. So if you are someone who is okay with being complacent and just being okay, we can't rock in the same circles and sets. So when it comes down to me having to be able to tell a person,
blame Kid.
He's barely here. Anywho, so again, like when we really look at again how we are supposed to show people how to show up, as far as like, look, I'm not gonna let you slouch, like, where you like, it's like a chain link. Like, I don't want anybody in my links to be the weakest link. Like, so how do we do that? We do that by holding each other accountable. Me and my friends are very big about that. I'm really big about that with everybody, which is why people be like, oh, Kit saying something. You absolutely right. You ain't got to talk to me ever a day in your life, but you ain't gonna make me look bad being outside looking crazy. And if I can't check you as your friend, then you're not really my friend, because I expect you to do the same to me. Me and my friend literally just went to a concert Saturday and had a whole conversation about it. Like, I need for you to be like, okay, sis.
Yo, Pello got me rolling, man. He got me rolling. I'm sorry, yo. He said, yo,
of course, he said, no, notice how now that they're talking about stuff, he finds the one guy in the comments to kind of, validate and talk about bullshit that we're not even talking about. We want to talk about
no.
How about he
That's
jump?
false.
You know what? Then how about instead of him worry about us deviating from the topic, how about he either says something to put us back on topic or ask a question?
He was trying to in the comment section, but y'all wasn't listening.
How were we? Did you put it up on the
y'all wasn't listening.
You told us not to pay attention.
You always in the comments anyway.
Didn't you say don't pay attention to the chat? Look it up here.
Be in the comments
so what are we doing?
all the time.
So should we be looking at the chat or should we be not looking at the chat? Make up your mind. I want to follow the rules. I'm a rule follower. What are we doing?
So fathers
exactly
can't without them.
Boom. Let's get back on topic. Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? Fathers, the good men, as we were talking about, the good men, the good fathers, the fathers that are there in their children's lives, not the slouches, not the toxic daddies. We all know they exist, but we don't talk enough about the men that are there, the ones that are prominent in your life, the ones that didn't leave mommy alone. Let's talk about those guys.
We started the live like that. Some of your people did actually.
She dropped off. She got mad. She didn't want to talk about good men. Huh?
Hey, where Kid go?
She didn't want to talk about good men. Hold on. Here she goes. So
look how she comes back.
Yeah.
I know a few good fathers in my lifetime, so I can't say that there's not good fathers out there, so I will never be in that group that want to just say, oh, like smash fathers altogether. So I just want to put that out there. There are good fathers out there. I really especially when you see an involved father. I'm a preschool teacher, so I just want to put that out. I'm a preschool teacher. There's a lot of children in my classroom whose fathers are involved fathers, and they actually are hands-on, and I respect that, and I say it's a beautiful thing seeing even how they get excited around, the children get excited around their father's presence and everything that they do. So
Right.
I just want to put that out there.
Right. 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 And that's what I'm saying.
There's
So as a
few
school
good mothers
teacher,
too. I'm sorry. I'm gonna stay out the
there's a lot of
comment,
good. There's a lot of
like,
good mothers.
I don't
There's a
understand
lot
why
of good
it's
fathers.
always nitpicked when we're talking about stuff. If I say there's a few good fathers, there's also a few good mothers out there too, because there's some ratchet mothers out there too.
Got the comments. So,
one thing.
what's up, Jay?
I
What's up,
just
Jay?
wish that we actually, because when it comes to the women, everything is our fault. But when we say
Who
something
said
about
that? Who said that?
Serious, like,
Where do you find this stuff from? Uma, am I tripping? Where did she?
I'm here every week. What do you
Listen? I'm on Kit's train tonight, so I'm here.
Why?
Because it's an awesome ride. Jump on, okay?
No,
We
because
can do
I
that. Jump on.
I am elevated tonight. If you get what I'm saying, I am where
I
Kit
feel you.
usually is. So it's Halloween week. We are here.
Exactly.
This is Kit's favorite time of year too.
You absolutely right.
So listen. I agree. There's good men, good women. It's just as the same. But I don't my biggest thing is trying to handle it in between. The good men. Let's talk about listen. I'm around almost and as Ash might say, this is just my experience, but it's really not, right? You look at data and statistics, it's actually showing you that even to break it down to our community, right? When we just look at Black men alone, it's showing that Black men are showing up. The majority of Black men are showing up to be better fathers than other races of men. There's good men out here. Real talk. Financially, we're also doing good as well, right? 56% of men are doing really well. Single, in the middle class, and childless. There's good men. So that's what I'm saying. But I always go back to that 80-20 rule. When you see so much bad in your life, you tend to think that that's the majority when it's not.
So
just ask the good man what they're looking for.
I want to jump in to be the opposite perspective on this, because I have fortunately been blessed with a lot of good men in my life. But it took me getting to my later years to understand that, because I was actually the bad woman in the relationships. I was the toxic woman in the relationships. And I didn't know that until, like I keep talking about therapy. Therapy works. Therapy is great, guys. Because once I got into therapy, I realized, dang, there was a lot of men that wanted to marry me, take care of me, take care of my kids, do right by me. But it wasn't enough. It wasn't what I wanted. I wanted more. I was very demanding and stuff like that. So I hear your point on this GMT, that there are a lot of good. I have a good man right now that takes really good care of me, my kids, his kids. Like, I have a good man. But the thing is like, you also can't negate the experiences that the women have had. And the experiences that the women have had are very traumatic. I know this not because of my own experiences, but because like I said, I'm a streamer, I'm a broadcaster, and I sit here all day and I talk to people and I hear their stories, and they're going through some really crazy stuff.
Do you believe that, Uma, people choose their own demons?
I believe that some people aren't even aware that they have demons, or that they are the demon. So if you lack awareness, you think everybody else is the demon.
I agree with that.
So, and I agree with you wholeheartedly too, because you might not realize that you're the problem. So
Right.
I agree with that. But sometimes you're the problem, Kit. Not all the time.
Always.
See, I could be nice to you. So,
Kit is never
but-
the problem. Kit is never the problem.
okay. So even
So what we're not going to do is prove their point right now on the panel about not being accountable.
Okay, look, and I'm not mad at that, just because you see, I'm over here like it's me. It's always me. But I will say this: I want to ask you a question. So all women exist, right? And there's a lot of good women who exist. I'm kind of like I'm in groups and stuff where I see some, suspiciously. Oh my God! Like, what do they say on SVU? Suspiciously heinous. Like, they have all kinds of stories, and
yeah.
The thing, it's kind of like how the world views Black people, right? They view it through a lens that media gives them, so they automatically assume we're XYZ ABC when we go to different places, right? Based on what they've seen. We see exactly like you said, we see a lot of the negative and a lot of that. So how do we get where the good men, right, are not only more on the forefront, but are able to make themselves seen to us where it's attractive? Because the same way that you all want someone that's attractive, medium ugly, you still want, you still, are wanting the a whole package person. But some of these men don't even, and again, I'm not saying it doesn't take away from the good that they are, but it's like any product, right? You have to market yourself. You have to market yourself to a job that you're trying to get. You have your resume is just the foot in the door. So when you all have all of these great accolades, that's just like, okay, he's someone I should get to meet. How do you sell it so that these good men aren't just out here being good with their balls in their hands? Like,
okay, well, hold on. So let me explain it to you. Let me explain that to you. You, if you're looking for a good man, you have to be open to a good man. Stop looking for the man because of maybe what he could do for you, right? Meaning that he could probably, not saying y'all, right? Because y'all happen to be anomalies, but let's keep it real. A lot of women tend to look for the man that could do something for them, meaning provide. How much times you see it over and over again? And this is not just the internet. I'm literally having these conversations on panels live with people, and I'm hearing women saying that men aren't providers, men don't protect. They're looking for an archetype of a man, but not looking at the man that they can work with, build with, do something, grow with. They don't want that no more. It's all about he has to be at the finish line. So guess what? That finish line, man, he don't need to be faithful to you. He don't need nothing from you. He don't need you around, period. The good man.
You know, this is anti-Ash rhetoric right now.
What you mean anti-Ash?
Nah, ain't no anti-Ash. Build a man is crazy.
Ash is family.
But listen,
I didn't want to go to build a bear. Now I'm supposed to build a man. Like, I'm not object to working with you, but here's the thing.
Who said build a man?
Do you all
I don't know if I build a man though, like, because I understand what GMT is saying. And I have to tell you, ladies, like, it's, there's a lot of truth in what he's saying. A lot of the men that I don't want to hear it though. A lot of men I've been in relationship with, they did take care of me. They did well by me. Right. And when we communicate and we talk, they would say, Uma, the difference about you from other women is that you don't put pressure on me and you don't expect anything from me. And that is so attractive. And I want to show up. I want to give you more because you're not like, because I just have this attitude of gratitude, So it's like, I'm just grateful that I'm in a relationship. I'm with somebody that cares about me and loves me. And that's enough. I don't need you to pay my bills. I pay my bills. I don't need you to take me out. I love going out, but I don't need you to take me out. I work with whatever we have. And then if I don't like it anymore, I just leave, right? I'm out of the relationship. And because I'm just kind of so easygoing, it relaxes them. And a lot of the guys I've dated said they've been pressured a lot in relationships. They're being pressured to be a certain kind of way. They're being pressured for timelines about, well, when is this moving to the next level? When are we doing this? When are we doing that? And this is where my coaching for women and dating comes in. And I say, just relax into the relationship. let it progress naturally, see where it goes. You have a timeline in your head. And if it doesn't progress in that way naturally, maybe as you're maybe 2 or 3 months out from your timeline, just ask them and be like, you know, where do you see this going and stuff? Just one time. You don't have to ask every month or whatever. Just one time. Where do you see this going? If their timeline is not lined up with your timeline, it's okay to leave. It's absolutely okay to be like, I had a great time. I'm sorry we don't connect. Either that man is going to step up to the plate because he realizes like, wow, I don't want to lose this woman. She's amazing. Or he's going to agree with you and be like, yeah, we're just not on the same page. But I think a lot of people have problems leaving relationships because it's almost like they feel like we're dating to get in the relationship. And once we're there, it can't end. It must work out. But that's the wrong way. To me, you should still be in that mindset of this could work, this may not work. And I'm really trying to see if we're compatible, you know?
And then you know what too, Uma? Just to kind of back what you're saying, that I'm gonna speak on what Ash just said, right? So Ash said build a man is crazy. Just because a man is not where you want him to be, he's not asking you to build him. Men don't ask you that. We're just saying work with me, just like I have to work with you. You're not where you want to be as women in life. You don't have all the glitz and glamour and all that stuff that you quote unquote say you want. But those men are saying, hey, maybe we could meet halfway in the middle and work together. It's not building a man. But the problem is everyone wants that final finished man. If I made $1 million a year, why on earth would I be a single man and choose to be faithful to any one of y'all? Any one of y'all.
Because you fell in love.
I wouldn't be falling in love if I made millions of dollars. I'll be falling into bed with all of y'all. Just keep it.
But then that, like, okay.
But that's what I'm saying. But because those men are at the finish line. I'm just speaking in general. Those men are.
But then that's a mindset that a lot of women won't marry. That says a lot about your mind, right? That
a lot of women would marry. But Uma, a lot of women would marry that man. That's the problem because they all want that man. But the man though that is working hard, he gets up every day, day in, day out. That man will marry you. But the problem is he might not be making enough. He might not be tall enough. He might not be whatever. It's little things women are cutting men off the chopping block for now. So when we talk about looking for a good man, that's all we saying. Is finding a man that's willing to meet you where you at. You ain't better than him. Just because you might.
Like if you look for someone, whether it's a man or a woman, if you look for someone who is content with who they are, they don't have a point to prove. They don't have anything to be out there to prove. That is the person that will make you happy because they're happy within themselves. They're still going for goals. I'm a content woman. Okay. I'm still going for my goals, but if I don't achieve my goals, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. I'm just going to get up and try again the next day. I'm going to keep doing what I got to do, but I'm content where I'm at. There's a lot of people right now that are living for tomorrow. And those are dangerous people because they cannot be settled right where they're at. So that kind of mentality is that futuristic, mentality. And that's not the kind of person I would date, because if they, and how you you might say, all right, but the man doesn't have that mentality now. It's if he became a millionaire. No, but if he has that mentality before he becomes a millionaire, I'll be able to sniff it out. I'll be able to see it because it's the way he moves. You understand? Like it's a whole different energy than a man who's just content where he's at.
But that man that I'm talking about, he doesn't care how you feel about anything of what you're saying. He don't care if you would date him or not because the woman right behind you will.
That's
what I'm saying. He has but that's what. So that's what I'm saying. Let's take the conversation off of ourselves and just look at how the majority of people move.
Character. You're making it very, as in to say, like there's no humanity once you get money at all.
Listen, no, it's why are you looking at it like humanity as opposed to just not being faithful to a woman or not wanting to be in a relationship with a woman? No, hold on. I'm not talking about faithful.
Okay, you ever heard about?
I said the wrong word. I said the wrong word. Hold on. I said the wrong word because we're about to expound on the wrong word. I didn't mean faithful, because faithful means I'm in a relationship with you and I'm cheating on you, right? When you're not faithful. What I'm trying to say right now is a man that is just choosing not to settle down with one woman. So all of y'all that he's sleeping with, he knows he doesn't have to settle down with y'all, and y'all will still sleep with him. That's what I'm saying. Is that not being humanity? Are these women not being following the rules and guidelines because they sleeping with that man with no relationship?
See, but then now you're bulking in. You see, I don't know. I mean, you're bulking in
Yeah,
because I mean, there
yeah.
are those women who don't mind sleeping around with people and don't care, whatever. And there's those who want relationships. Those who want relationships move differently than those who don't.
I'm not bulking together anyone, right? Now, what I'm trying to say is a specific archetype of a man. There's a lot of women, trust me, more than you might even know, that will sleep with a man with $1 million. They're not.
So what kind of women are those that you're looking at versus...
It doesn't matter what kind of women are those.
No, it matters because I'm not one going off of just because you have $1 million. It's your character, to be honest.
Get it off of you. Get it off of you. Who cares how you feel? We're talking about the majority of women.
But I'm saying I know a lot of people like that, and I'm sure there's a lot of women out there, but you're making it as in that's one type of woman.
I just said a lot. I didn't say all.
First things, I'm gonna just go ahead and cut you off and interject. So here we go, right? A lot of women actually do act in the same ways when they want a man as a relationship and when they want a man just to, itch to scratch. The difference is that when they do this, a lot of the times women who want a relationship are doing those things in the hopes of garnering a relationship. And then they wound up becoming a woman like any of the other women that are quote unquote competing for and vying for your fidelity and your loyalty, right? But then you have other women who will absolutely be like, look, dude, don't call me, I'll call you. Like, and will be not necessarily competing for him because they're not wanting him in that way, but will still be a part of his woman boat, if you will, So again, it's more about like Jess was saying, right? Character is character, right? And again, there are a lot of women who literally make money and have all of the same characteristics and can still want to have a relationship. That doesn't mean that they're going to be a shit ass human. There's also women on the same opposite end of that. That's like, look, I can have my pick of the litter of men. And if I'm not going to have the one that I want, then I'm just going to do whatever with you all. What it really comes down to is people actually, again, and I say this all the time, but somehow I feel like I be speaking in Spanish and I can do that for y'all too. But if people will learn how to communicate and cultivate the relationship that they actually want, but that also comes down to knowing who you are, what you want, and what you're willing to deal with or not deal with, and not and making sure that you stand 10 toes on your deal breakers and not hold out on hope that, well, this isn't something that I really, would care for, but I really, I know if I probably do this, he'll probably, come around and choose me and all this other stuff. The problem is that people haven't, like Uma said, don't be afraid to do your therapy thing. People are so hurt by the yes, Jack Spade, you better act like you got a full house over there saying that shit, because that is true. I know a lot of women like that who, because they want the one guy, because they'll make it seem like we're doing something bad if we date around, right? Like, you try before you buy, right? But then this is what happens. A woman will fall for that one dude and will try to do and be all the things for this one dude, will stop dating and everything. And that one dude isn't thinking about making her the one from the man on the moon. Let
me just speak on that right there, kid. Let me just speak on that. You could get your plane back in the air just now. Let me speak on that. So what I'm saying is to that point, it's true. Like a lot of that archetype, that man, he now made himself this top tier man. So his options are plethora. Why? It's not being inhumane to say, I don't want to deal with one woman. All of these women want me now. Maybe he was a man that wasn't getting it like that before. Now his floodgates are open because every time he gets in his Lamborghini, 10,000 women are looking at him throughout the day. No different than a woman walking outside half naked. It'll be the same attention he gets that woman gets. So those women tend not to be as faithful too when they get a ton of attention.
I just
So why? Right. I'm not saying you say that. But what I'm saying is I'm expounding on it. I'm expounding on it, kid. Let me expound, man. I mean,
fly, boo boo, fly. Okay, where's
now,
your
you know what?
hat?
Get your Spirit Airlines back in the air.
First things first, we're Emirates. You tried it. Okay, 10 bands of flight. Don't do it. But again, I just personally feel like if people really, for one, heal from the hurt, right? The hurt keeps people trapped in a bad mental and emotional space that doesn't allow them to grow. And it reminds me of how when I used to be a server, right? Black people, and I'll say this straight out, black servers hate getting black tables as far as black people, because they will tip you $3 for a $80-$90 thing and be like, oh, well, if you didn't like your job, you should have gotten something better, right? So what happens is it starts this cycle, right? So now if every time, or let's say 8 times out of 10 you get black people at a table and you have the same experience over and over, it's just going to continue to feed that energy. And that's what's happening. People have not healed from things, right? They brought their baggage instead of their luggage, that's a whole nother conversation, into the relationship, and they don't have room for the new relationship because they still have too much shit that they haven't unpacked. And what happens is that it creates this cycle of, oh, they're all like this. Oh, they all act like this. But what they haven't done is made room for the new relationships and the new person that they should be as they're entering into these relationships. That's on both sides. The problem is that we refuse to actually say what it is that we want and be able to be okay if that person isn't able to give it to us. Men will lie. And I'm not saying women won't, right? Because again, I know how you feel about that. It's got to be equal playing field. You know how I feel, But to lie to get what you want out of a person. And I'm not talking about like women who's out here scheming and scamming. I'm talking about men who will pull at a woman's heartstrings because they know that she wants to be loved and wants to be in this relationship. People really want to be loved and validated so badly that they're accepting things that they know their ancestors are turning over in their graves for. So if we could get to a space where a man can actually say, you know what, I'm looking for this particular kind. Oh, here he go.
There go my boy, World Class. World Class is in the building. What up, man? He looked for Ashley.
He looked for Ashley like
he said,
man, like in daytime with a flashlight. It's crazy. But no, if we really got to a place, where we could actually heal from what we're working, from the hurt, we could have these relationships that are meaningful. We can have these, families that grow and are bonded. And then we will have where more fathers that are healed and healthy and want to have families are actually in the home doing so. Like if we do that, fathers are, I was bringing it there, girl, because I was like, we got to get back to these daddies. So, but
I know. I'm like, yo, all right, man, we all over the place. I'm like, what's going on right now? I feel like I'm getting hit by something.
Of course. I could be eating dinner, minding my business. I got shows to watch. Don't play with me, okay? So, I will say this. But that's literally what the plane was.
Definitely got me smacking.
You know what I'm saying? If you heal, individually, you can heal as a unit. Y'all can actually make these families, and the fathers can actually be there.
All right, good. So we're gonna make that kid's final thought.
Thank you, God. Can I leave? I can leave?
No.
Oh,
wait.
Shit.
So, Faye, you there?
Yeah, I'm
Dang.
here. I was eating.
Yo, every night.
They not fat
I
like
know
me.
this is.
I be eating on
You
camera.
told me you wasn't. You
No.
said you wasn't cooking over there. What you doing?
It's takeout. I had some wings from the L House. I didn't want to be rude.
From
and
where?
stuff.
The L House?
Oh,
Yeah.
L House, yeah, they're good.
I
The
never
L
heard of
House?
that. Never
The
heard of
Carolina L House.
Carolina Ale House, yeah.
I had me a rice cake.
I think they moved. I think steak is there now, where Ale House used to be here in Charlotte, anyway. But
Okay.
It was good.
All right. I just wanted to close out the show. I don't know if any of the other ladies, if y'all had something to say after, it's a kind of a big ask to go in your little tiny fighter jet, but behind Kit's freaking jumbo jet that,
we fly our
goes
planes
all over
together.
the sky and it just doesn't land. And then you're like waving it down. You're like, come on. And she's like, no, I'm not landing.
Well, aren't you the navigator? You don't be navigating, so we all fly in unison in the air together. Okay, you be trying it.
Okay.
I believe we are at the end of our broadcast today.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be like a soft metal, conversation, talk about the good dads and good backgrounds of where we came from. I said, this is cute,
Then we ended up talking about the no good men. We ended up talking about the no good men. How men are trash.
But it's really sad though. It's a big percentage of that. It's really, really sad. But I refuse to be. But Lost Picture, I refuse to be that statistic.
We were winding down.
No, we winded up. But I didn't want to be that part of a statistic of dating a bad dad and also having a child's father as a bad dad.
You lying.
Oh, man.
Even though my dad
Hold up. We got he gifted blockchain. My man gifted 5 memberships. Thank you. Yo, much appreciated, family. As usual. Wow. That's how you say it, usual?
What's that?
Usual. I don't know.
What a black what is that?
Oh, so that means that people that watch the show get gifted memberships, right? So they become members for a month, and then you can choose to stay members by, renewing your membership month after month after month. So right now, I have people that pay like a monthly subscription to be a part of the channel. So I appreciate my guy Blockchain, and also we got a $10 super chat for my God Blockchain once again. Much appreciated. He said y'all did so good. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead, Kit. You got it.
You want to do a damn job too? I mean, Jesus Christ.
My bad.
Blockchain Beeman gifted us a $10 super chat and said, y'all did so good. I forgot to hashtag stay out of the comments.
That's why it was so productive. Awesome.
Yeah. Word. Y'all was out the comments today. Y'all wasn't heavy in it. So
Black fathers are necessary. We love y'all. Be the best version of yourself so that you can show up and be the best version of father for the next generation. We need them. The kids are the future. And, it's bleak without you all doing an awesome thing. And oddly enough, you know what? That's so funny that he said that because
you see my face like, oh, shit.
Oh man. Yo, and shout out to Mr. Six. Mr. Six is in the building. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. Six, I miss having our conversations, man.
We have on the panel. I'm just asking.
I don't mind. Listen, I don't mind. I had some good. Yo, me and Six did a show. That show that Six and I did, it had like, oh my God, almost 4,000 views on it.
Let me tell you,
within 2 days. So
that's my friend, and we need to put him on because he's amazing. He's my co-host on a lot of shows, and he hypes a room. The ladies love him. He is mad intelligent. You got to bring him back on a show.
Yeah, definitely. We'll have a conversation, my guy. It is good seeing you here. We got another $5 super chat from my guy Blockchain. Shout outs to
Joaquin Demon has gifted us with a $5 super chat. Kit gonna have someone's phone bill higher than Giraffe's ass with her super voice. Cat voice.
Word.
His
Look,
brother.
Yo,
I'm just
AI-ish.
you know what I said. You know, I actually, it's funny that he said. I said I'm not using my voice properly. I be on here, you know, yelling at GMT and stuff. And I used to actually do, you know, rooms and stuff. And everybody always says I have a very calm and demeanor voice. So, you know, I will be doing more of that. I have to get back into the swing of it.
There
But
we go.
thank
It sounds much
So,
much better.
GMT,
I love it.
real quick.
Yes.
I just want to emphasize before we go, since as this is my wrap up, I do see those fathers active on a daily basis, especially in my classroom. I just want to say I think it's beautiful. You know, I just want to continue to lift, especially those men up, and continually lift them up, and not think that there's any tearing down on our end. I'm sure that there's a lot of love from a lot of the, especially when the staff see the fathers involved and everything. It's a beautiful thing. So I just want to say that my significant other, good father, came from a two family home. I just want to say kudos to the fathers out, to the real fathers out there.
Right. Shout outs to the real fathers out there. And blessings to you. Also, we have another $5 super chat from my guy Blockchain. Once again, he is empty. Well, he can't empty his bank account. His bank account is long. With that being said, shout outs to you, my guy.
Can you put that on the screen?
I don't know if I should, but go ahead. Skip the word and go ahead, Kit.
Blockchain Beeman gives us with a $5 super chat. Kit sounds like she narrates P-Orn for the blind and hard of hearing.
Oh, man.
So let me find out that I need to go ahead and get my own line. Go ahead. You know what? I was going to keep it clean and do ASMR, but now I feel like I need to go ahead and tell Daddy to spank it. So
Okay, stop. All right, y'all. This has been a great show tonight. Much appreciated. Thank you so much to everyone for watching the show. Until next time, we gonna see y'all. Peace.
If it gets too hot, roll the window down. If I fuck things up, just tell me now. We're living in a blinded town, and we're running out of time. Feel like a drug when I'm talking to you. Slow trip, trying to play it cool. Nothing to do, let's drive to the ocean. Get high, lay on the beach. White water running down. Make love and repeat. I don't ever want to stay all night to see the sunrise. 'Cause it's way too soon to be calling, baby. But it feels so right against the moonlight. Deep sea diving head first, don't save me. Is there something I can say? Make you wanna stay with me? Is there something I can say to make you wanna stay with me? Make you wanna stay with me? Is there something I can do?